Hello everyone, you're welcome to Otis Culture. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing us on how to make a trendy bubu style. I'll be using these two different fabric for today's tutorial. The first one that I have here is a plain fabric which is called Duchess. The measurement that I have is 20 inches and I have it into two. One for the front and one for the back. Then the next fabric that I'll be using for today's combo is this lovely stretchy material. I'll be using this one for the sides of the dress and I'm going to make it to be like a cowl kaftan that is going to have some drop of steps by the side. This plain fabric is by 16, while this stretchy fabric is 2 yards by 60. Without further ado, let's move right to the tutorial. The 20 inches black plain fabric is what I folded into two. One for the front bodice, one for the back bodice. Then for this other fabric, I have 2 yards of it. So what I did is I folded it into 4. This is my starting line. The next thing I'm going to do is to insert my shoulder measurements. My shoulder measurement is 17. 17 divided by 2 is 8.5. I'll be needing half an inch to join this other fabric to this black one, which will now give me 9 inches. This is my 9 inches. The neck width that I'll be using neck width of 5 inches. This is my neck width of 5 inches. For the back bodice, I'll be using neck depth of 1 inch, while I'll be using neck depth of 6 inches for the front bodice. Next thing to do is to curve my neckline. This is for the back bodice. Then this is for the front. This is for the front bodice. This other fabric is going to fall to my sleeve, and I want my sleeve to be 10 inches. So from my shoulder measurement, I'm going to measure 10 inches. Then for my shoulder slope, I'm going to measure from this 10 inch, I'll measure 1.5 inches down for my shoulder slope. This is the 1.5 inches. Then with a straight ruler, I'm going to connect it to my neck width. This is my neck width. This is the neck depth for the back. This is the neck depth for the front. This is my shoulder measurement, and this is my sleeve length. From my shoulder measurement, I measure my sleeve length, which is 10 inches. So from the 10 inches, I came down with 1.5 inches for my shoulder slope. From the 1.5 inches, I connected it to my neck width. So the next thing to do, my shoulder to my hip is 25 inches. My hip measurement is 51. 51 divided by 4 is 12.75. I'm going to add 1 inch to it for ease, which will now give me 13.75. Plus 1 inch to join the front bodice and the back bodice together, which will now give me 14.75. This is my 14.75. It stops here. Then we'll move over to our sleeve measurements. I want my sleeve opening to be 8 inches. So from my sleeve measurement, from the 10 inch of my sleeve measurement, I'm going to measure down 8 inches for my sleeve opening. This is the 8 inches for my sleeve opening. Then from my hip measurement, I'm going to measure down 10 inches. This is my hip measurement. This is my hip line. And this is where my hip measurement stop, plus my ease and seam allowance to join the front and the back bodies together. So from this my hip measurement, I'm going to measure 10 inches down. This is 10 inches away from my hip measurement. So the next thing to do, I'm going to curve from my sleeve opening. From these 8 inches that I measured down from my sleeve opening, I'm going to give it a curve to meet the 10 inches to form the cowl. This is what is going to form the cowl. I'll give it a curve like this. With a straight ruler, I'm going to draw a straight line down to the length of my dress. I had to bring the camera closer so that you will see the drawing very well. This is my sleeve opening, 8 inches. This is my hip line. And this is my hip measurement. My hip measurement is 51. 51 divided by 4 is 12.75. I added 1 inch ease allowance to it, which gave me 13.75. And I also added 1 inch seam allowance to join the front and the back bodies together, which gave me 14.75. This is what I have here. So at the hip line, I measure 10 inches down, which is what I have here. Then from my 8 inches sleeve opening, I curve to meet the 10 inches. Then from the 10 inches, I draw a straight line down to the hem of my dress. I'm sorry the chalk is not visible enough, but just follow how my hand is moving to get the way I curve it properly. That is what I did. I gave it a curve like this. From my sleeve opening, I gave it a curve to join, to meet the 10 inches extension from the hip measurement. Then from the 10 inches, a straight line to the hem of my dress. The next thing to do is to cut it out. I'm cutting out the back neckline. The shoulder slope, my sleeve opening, I'll give it a notch. Then I'll continue following the curve, the shape. Then I'll cut it straight down. I'm going to open up this folded edge of this side of the fabric because it is folded. I'm going to open it up. Then I'll cut the neckline for the front. This is the positive side of the front bodice. Let me give it a mark, plus mark. So I'm going to place positive side of this other fabric to positive side. I'm going to look for the side that is going to fit in each side properly. Then I'll place it together like this. I'll pin it and sew half an inch down. When I sew it, it's going to look like this. Then I will look for the one that will match this other side as well, which is going to be this. I'll place it together like this. This is the positive side of the fabric. This is the positive side of the plain one. I'll place it on it like this. I'll pin it down. Then I'll take to my sewing machine. I'll sew half an inch down, half an inch down. After doing that, I will repeat the same process on the back bodice as well. I've joined the front bodice together by the side. This is how it looks like. I join it with half an inch by the side. This is how the front bodies look like. So I'm going to repeat the same process to the back bodies. I've joined the both by the side. This is the front bodies and this is the back bodies. I've joined it as well. So the next thing to do is to place the front bodies and the back bodies together, the positive side facing each other. I'm going to sew at the shoulder. This is the front bodies and the back bodies facing each other. Then I'm going to sew it at the shoulder. I'll take to my sewing machine. Then I'll sew it at the shoulder. I'll sew it straight down with half an inch. I'll repeat the same thing on this other side as well. I'll join the front bodies and the back bodies together and sew it together at the shoulder with half an inch straight down. Afterwards, I'm going to leave the sleeve opening. Then from the sleeve opening, I'll leave the space of the sleeve opening unsewn. Then from the sleeve opening, I'm going to join the front bodies and the back bodies together like this with half an inch. I'll follow the curve and sew it straight down to the down part of the dress. I'm going to repeat the same thing as well on this other side too. I'll leave the sleeve opening. I'll start from where I notched and continue sewing with half an inch, following the curve straight down to the hem of the dress. When I'm done with the two sides, I'm going to finish the neckline with a bias strips. Then the down part as well, I'm going to either baby lock it or I'll hem the down part as well. I'll fold it twice like this and hem the down part as well. When I'm through, I will show us the finished look of the dress. This is the final outcome of the dress. As you can see, it is very easy to make and lovely. This is the back view of it. If you find my tutorial helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Please support me by subscribing to my channel if you've not done so. And also remember to click on the notification bell. I upload weekly tutorial on my channel. Until I come your way next, please stay safe and remain blessed. Bye.